Hello again, this is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expression Start Studio Gallery in the backyard with a dry, pre-primed black canvas, slight sheen to it. My paint, not from the store, a little bit of schmutz, but it doesn't really matter because we're going to be doing some other stuff. And the other stuff we're going to be doing is using up paint. It still has some validity to it, but just got used in my last black and white painting. And these two may be on the same day, and I have some of this too, and I don't mind that there's some schmutz in there. I'm going to take that basting brush, because I have several, and put that to the side. And then I'm going to pull out and think about adding some black paint right to the center from my big bottle. But I think before I do that, I'm going to add some more paint to my dustpan. There are really so many variations on a theme as far as this goes that I don't know what I'm going to do in advance. So let's just pour some black paint on there in something of a puddle. Maybe we'll do what Gina suggests and pop some bubbles now. I can see the bubbles, so it was a good idea to pop them. And then I'm going to jockey that paint around in that dustpan. And I'm going to use the shape of the dustpan and whatever else it wants to do to make some marks. I just want a very abstract black and white painting. And if I grab my Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatulas, I can probably scrape most of that paint out of that dustpan and hope it's not too gloppy. I'm taking a risk, there's no doubt about it, but I have some glop experience in my past, so I expect I can resolve that issue. Let's let that set for a second before I decide to do anything else to it. I guess I'm all done. I always say that because I love black and white and I love abstract forms, and my glasses should be on my head, but they're not, and there they are, I got them. So how to start? Good question. Do we start with a basting brush? I have one. It's a little wet. Ooh, we've got some cells popping up through there. Let's pull out the torch again. What did I do with it? There it is. I kind of want to put some gold in there. I kind of want to tip some stuff. I kind of want to do everything all at once. I don't want to get too frisky without adding some more stuff either. I'm just desperate to experiment with black and white in ways that are uncommon. Which may include, where did I put it? My edge catcher. Becoming helpful in this corner over here. And I'm going to throw that right back on again. Probably scrape off the residual. Because I really think by putting that lump of black underneath to begin with, we're going to help some interesting things happen. And if I can do this fast enough, yes, that thing that does not belong needs to go away. If I can do it fast enough and the paint is wet enough, I can do some things in there. Like what, Priscilla? Like play with the chain. See what happens. How far can I get it to drag itself out and over? And yeah, it's all a risk, but it's how I learn. I have to experiment. It's part of my nature. I'm not looking for anything particularly complicated, but you never know what we're going to get until we try. I want that. What do I want to do with that? I want that to become that. So I'm just dipping my bamboo skewer right in. And then I'm going to drag some paint, because agitated paint becomes interesting paint. And then maybe, because there's no rules in this particular, I want to call it an episode, I'm going to do it again. Maybe I'll get to keep some more of that white. And if I don't get to keep some more of that white, maybe what I will do next is add some more white. But I don't know what I want to do yet. I do have paint embedded in my little ball chain. And if I let that relax right at the edge, it will throw some paint right over. This is a whole different kind of way of creating abstract art than what we're used to as people who are pouring with acrylic pouring medium mixed in. And it's just black and white. I'm not sure I'm in love with that, but I don't think I hate it either. I want that to come up here and then down there. I think I really like how the bamboo skewer worked the paint. But I'm not sure I like the gray as much as I like the other things. I've got an ability to dot. That's what I've got. And if I don't like the dots, I've got an ability to drag the flat end of the bamboo skewer through it and change it somewhat. I also have not used the basting brush again, and I was thinking I wanted to, but I'm not sure I do. Just go for it. I'm going to lift it up and let it relax all the paint on it right there. I think I'm going to do the same thing right down here because I have that paint on there and I'm not up for rinsing it off when it's useful for me. I'm not sure how perfect it is. There is no perfection. It's probably time to look at my design and make sure I like what I've got. It might even be time to torch. Take my paint instead of wasting it. Put it right over the edge. I still want to add some gold, but I'm turning this all 4 directions and I'm not minding what I'm seeing as far as composition goes. It's just still kind of fun. That's going in the bucket. I've schmutzed that up enough. I have a skewer and a license to steal paint. Not really, they don't give them out. But anytime that I use that skewer, it will release patterns in the paint, as long as there's some black under there anyway, because agitated paint creates patterns. I think I said that like a million times now, sorry. I didn't think about waggling, but waggling is also a possibility. It's nice to just not worry about colors for a minute, but I love colors, so you know it won't be for longer than a minute. Or until this is done. So that's cool. Just makes me want to think about what? Adding a black line. That's cool. I like that. And I can waggle my black lines too. I have plenty of time left for this. I have to decide if there's anything else I want to do. Yes, the waggle is a good thing. I like the waggle. See, you can still have too much going on, even in a black and white. Or it can be just perfectly classy, which is obviously what this is. I'm going to steal some more paint. And put it right down over here. I'm going to steal some more paint still. I'm not going to worry what happens behind me, knowing full well that I can just go back in there and fix it if I so desire. I can live with it the way it is. Now, I really like my last painting, but I think I might have to call it Cookie Monster Comes to Visit, because it looks like a couple of eyelashed Cookie Monster eyes. Skewer has paint on it. I roll it on the edge. It does what I want with a little practice. So I can't say that I need to do much of anything else to that, because I really like it. But there's always dots, you know? Just can't quite get over my dot addiction. It'd help if I made them round. Maybe a couple more. Up there. Ooh, I like that. And right there until that wears out. Oh yes. Oh yes, oh yes. Ah! I have some black canvas that isn't primed perfectly, but you know what? I can fix that tomorrow very easily. And that is probably exactly what I will do. I could do all kinds of stuff with, you know what? I'm just going to do all kinds of stuff. I'm going to put some black paint on my skewer. Knowing full well if I hate it, I can do something like that. And not worry about it. And you shouldn't either. You need to have some fun. Give yourself permission to fail so you can succeed at something you haven't done before. I like all that. I want some black there. I'm going to clean off my skewer and steal some black. Right from that nice deep spot. I use GAC 800 by Golden in all my paint mixtures, along with everything else, so that it doesn't crack when it dries thick. I wonder if I can get away with a little bit of dottage in that deep white paint. It's nice that the background canvas is primed in that shiny black, because no matter what I do to touch this up, it'll be the same black that I touched up with tomorrow if I need to do that. So I'm just going to lead that line right over there. So it looks like I have some kind of depth going on and things are traveling. And I got some really thick paint right there, so I think I'm just going to give myself permission. There I go with the eyeballs again. I'm filling that in. Just make that a black heart. So much better than a pupil on something. I wasn't sure if I was going to like that or not, but it doesn't really matter, because I can always pull things and the black may actually sink away. Alright, I think it's time to give myself permission to call it good, so I will just torch. I could have tipped a lot more. I'm going to say again, we torch to release the bubbles caught in the paint from the mixing. And the mixing is with a pouring medium. Generally, for me, it's Floetrol, half and half of Deco Art pouring medium. After I start with the GAC 800 added to acrylic colors. The recipe is underneath the video, under Show More in the description. You can also find links to Pinterest at the bottom of that description and my Instagram there. And if you wait until the last 20 seconds of the video on the end screens, you will find a playlist with over 600 videos. And you will find this month's contest for studio contributors for the June 8th, 2019 drawing. If you contribute through PayPal or Patreon, those links are also underneath the video and on my channel header on YouTube. I'm going to turn that off and check for anything else I might want to do in here. This hot paint. Yeah, I'm not unhappy with that at all. I'm a big fan of black and white, and there's some fun stuff going on there. And even though I never recommend going back in and stealing paint after you've heated up the surface, I'm doing it anyway. Because I am compelled. And I like breaking the rules, especially when there are none. Yes, I actually like that better. Cool. So this is good. And this is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery going, thanks for joining me. Thanks for all the contributions in the past that have kept me painting. Thank you so much for all the lovely things you tell me all the time. I really appreciate your support in more ways than you can imagine. Being an artist is not the easiest profession to try and imagine yourself as successful. For sure. And you guys make all the difference in the world with your lovely comments and your appreciation. And I hear that I'm helpful to you, and that makes me feel good too. So thank you all for coming. Shop my Amazon link underneath the video for my book called Because I Can. If you buy my book, it helps me out. If you shop my clothing under the video, it helps me out. If you watch more of any of the videos on the playlist, including the commercials, it helps me out. If you give me a thumbs up, it tells the YouTube algorithm that you like me and you want to see more of my videos and you want me to share more with other people, so they give me better placement. So I love you guys. I'm gonna have to touch that up in a second, but otherwise I'm pretty happy with that. That's cool. I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Maybe in the next video. Priscilla out.